Hello everyone, and welcome to my fifth and last book critique. The feature text is Same, Same But Different. It is an Ezra Jack Keats Book Award winner and a multicultural book. It is about a boy in America who is pen pals with a boy in India, and they compare their lives, realizing their lives are the same but different, or really different but the same. I chose this book for my feature text because it is a great way to introduce cultures to students in any year level, though I chose first grade. It is a really cute and fun book that can also be used to talk about friendships. Like I mentioned before, my first lesson plan idea is for first grade and learning about different cultures. In the beginning of the year, I would read the book aloud to the class. After reading, I would ask the class about what was the same and different in the two boys' lives. Explain how they live in different places, so they do things differently, and yet they are similar and all cultures are to be respected. Something fun to do is then sign the class up to be pen pals with someone who lives elsewhere, either with another school, even with soldiers who are overseas. There are plenty of websites that could be helpful, such as kidworldcitizen.org or studentsoftheworld.info. As the school year continues, I would continue to teach about different cultures by teaching and celebrating different holidays from the different cultures, bringing in different ethnic foods, making different crafts to reflect a culture, and teaching about different cultural etiquette. At the end of the year, students will make a slideshow video about one of the cultures they learned about. The slideshow could be made using the free app Shadow Puppet EDU, which is very easy to use, and students can either use pictures off the internet or search for museums, NASA, or the Library of Congress. The app lets students upload an image, include some text, and then record about 30 seconds of their voice. It is very simple, but it shows what students learned. Afterwards, the class can maybe share these with their pen pal, another class, or the school, or the teacher with parents' permission could post them on YouTube to share with the world. As an example, I created a few slides about Mexican culture to show you what I mean by the picture and text. The second lesson plan idea I have is about different types of letters, mainly business letters versus personal letters. So first off, I would read the book to the class to grab the students' attention. I would then explain about how people use different types of letters for different purposes. Students will then write a few letters, which the teacher can then send out. Some ideas for sending letters are a business letter to their favorite company of choice, such as Hershey's Chocolate, or a favorite toy or clothing brand. They could send one to their local government about an issue they see in their own town, or even to their own school asking for improvements. As for the other 7 books I read, the first one is Junie B. Jones and the Stupid Smelly Bus. It's about a 6-year-old girl going to kindergarten for the first time and hating the bus ride. This could be used as a read aloud in pre-K or kindergarten to hopefully lessen the fright of riding the bus. The second book, Heat, I remember reading when I was younger and couldn't put it down. I wanted to know what would happen next and how the characters got out of their situation. The book is about 2 boys living on their own, and the younger boy loves baseball. However, complications arise. This is a great book to teach about never giving up and that there is always a way. The next book I read was The Magic School Bus Inside a Hurricane, where Miss Frizzle and the class travel inside one. This book is great to have in an elementary school classroom so students might gain an interest in science. It also would be a unique way to introduce the topic of hurricanes in middle or high school. Beagle is a very cute story about an imaginary friend traveling to find his real child. It's really cute and could be used to talk about friendships, or even for students to create their own stories about an imaginary friend. The 5th book, Rainbow Fish, is about an arrogant, beautiful fish who learns a life lesson about being humble. This would also be a great book about friendship, or even teaching about different creatures in the sea. There was an old lady who swallowed a shoe. I remember from my childhood when my school librarian read it once. It is a funny story about an old lady who keeps swallowing animals so they can eat the animals she previously swallowed. This book would be fun to adapt to music and use in music class as a funny song, or even use to introduce the food chain in middle or high school classes. My final book was Frog and Toad Are Friends, which is a practice reading book about a friendship between a frog and a toad with 4 different stories. This is also a great book about friendships. It can also be used to compare and contrast frogs and toads. That's the end of my book critiques. Thank you for watching.